for action. The fans and the band fired up. Georgia Tech going to try and pull off the upset of number 3 UConn at McCamish Pavilion. As we welcome you courtside, hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo and NCAA winning championship coach Carolyn Peck. So happy to be with you on this Thursday night here on ESPN2. UConn ranked 3rd in the country, but dealing with some key injuries, none bigger than Paige Becker's a tibial fracture, will miss the next 6 to 8 weeks. So Carolyn, in her absence, who needs to step up for the Huskies?
There's 2 players specifically, and that's Kristen Williams and Avina Westbrook. Now, Kristen Williams, she has the ability to hit the mid-range game. She also can attack off the bounce, and if need be, she can knock down that 3-point shot. But the other player is Avina Westbrook. Remember, she was a go-to player when she played at Tennessee, so her role is going to step up to another level. She's a big guard. She has played 1 through 4 for UConn, and I expect her to have a big game today.
You also wonder if there's going to be more pressure on the post, like Olivia Nelson-Adota, who's played very well over her last 3 games. You see the numbers. Meanwhile, the interior of focus when it comes to Georgia Tech and Lorella Kubai.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch Lorella Kubai, the 6'4", fifth-year senior. This is a player who can do it all at both ends of the floor. Very good getting the ball inside. Great motor, co-ACC Defensive Player of the Year a season ago. She has range on her shot. She is a great facilitator, averaging just under 4.5 assists a game. She's their engine on both ends of the floor, Ryan.
Well, these teams, and you see Kubai, just the 2nd player in school history with 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds. Bonnie Tate the other. Kubai honored moments ago here at Georgia Tech. These teams meeting for the first time since 2010, just the 3rd time in the school's histories, and we are underway with a held ball.
What's better than this? 2 jump balls in 5 seconds. Here we go.
So Kubai and Nelson-Adota will jump it up again. And this time, a clear-cut possession for UConn. Avina Westbrook, who has struggled her last 2 games after getting off to a strong start.
Well, Georgia Tech, who has really hung their hat on the defense, it's going to be important that they stayed locked in for a full 30-second shot clock.
Shot clock inside of 10 here. Nelson-Adota bodying in, flipping it up, and leaving it short. Rebound secured by Georgia Tech.
Put an emphasis for UConn in their shoot-around this morning, getting touches by their bigs in the paint.
Underneath, the little flip won't go from Kubai. The follow, no, and the rebound secured by Edwards. Saw the starting 5 there. And here's UConn starting 5, with Juhas moving into the starting lineup.
Rebecca, you highlighted Lorella Kubai. She's already on the glass, a tremendous rebounder for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, she's relentless, and she's got a terrific motor on both ends of the floor. Also a really good defensive player. You saw on that possession, though, Connecticut trying to post up their bigs, trying to look inside and get him the basketball.
Straight on jumper, a little bit too strong for Hermosa. And here comes Westbrook. The fling down the floor. Williams able to finish.
And Carolyn, I think that's going to be an absolute key for both of these teams, is pace. Connecticut wants to get out and run. Georgia Tech wants this game to be slow.
Well, he talked about Georgia Tech's defense and trying to force turnovers, create offense off of their turnovers. Well, that's also a strength of Connecticut.
Kubai fading away. Left it a little short. Rebound flagged down by UConn and Juhas. Nelson-Adota thought about it. Williams will take, can't hit. Edwards fighting for the offensive rebound. It's out of bounds off of her. Gino Auriemma now in his 37th season at the helm. You know, he was talking with us before the game, guys, and said he doesn't think he's had a team dealing with this many key injuries at the same time since he was missing Swin Cash, Sue Bird, Shea Ralph and Amy Grant all together at once.
But he also said, ain't nobody going to be feeling sorry for Gino Ariema.
No, they are not. As the jumper is good for Aaliyah Love, Georgia Tech gets on the board.
Love is going to be important for Georgia Tech because she's a player who can really create off the dribble, create her own shot.
A steal here. Lahtinen lays it in transition.
Turnovers were a real issue for Connecticut in their last game against Notre Dame. We're not used to seeing that from Connecticut teams, but this is a team that can be loose with the basketball.
And Georgia Tech can build confidence off getting those transition buckets.
Williams gets free and is able to lay it in.
We talked about from the beginning, it was going to be key for Kristen Williams and Avina Westbrook to really be the main throttle of the offense for the Huskies.
Here's Love bodying in. Couldn't force it up over Williams. Nice D there from UConn.
The officials are letting them play. It's a little physical.
Yeah, Williams somehow able to keep the handle there. Juhas spins, flips it up. No, and the rebound secured by Hermosa. A 4-4 game. First quarter action at Georgia Tech. UConn has won both prior meetings between these schools, last in 2010 when Georgia Tech set a record for largest home crowd, over 7,000. Lahtinen can't finish, and the rebound to UConn. Here comes Westbrook. Edwards nearly dropped it, able to control it, using the footwork, and just tossed it up too strong. Trying to save the rebound, Georgia Tech just able to as Love lost her footing.
They have to be really impressed so far by Georgia Tech's toughness. You know, not only on the glass, on the defensive end, on the offensive end, they are not rattled at all.
Well, the officials are letting them play and really playing straight up defensively, being able to defend without fouling.
A whistle here finally. Nell Fortner, an outstanding, effervescent personality in her third season at the helm of Georgia Tech, coming off a trip to the Sweet 16, Georgia Tech's first since 2012.
I think effervescent is a terrific way to describe Nell Fortner.
You know what? I think people would use that word to describe you as well, Carolyn.
You're sweet, Ryan. I appreciate that.
Patience here from Georgia Tech. These are two slow-paced teams regardless, as Hermosa able to dip that in.
Georgia Tech loves to go into the high-low game. They get the ball to the big, in particular, Kubai up high, and then look inside when their other post gets the seal.
Well, and it's a good move by Georgia Tech to go high-low from the top instead of trying to feed the post from the wing. That's where the help's going to be. Nobody can help when the ball comes in from the top.
When we talked to Nell Fortner before the game, she thought the finesse of Hermosa may play a big role in this game. As the foul's called here against Georgia Tech, and it'll go against Hermosa. Substitution here for UConn with the freshman Caroline Ducharme into the game. And Juhas is going to get a little coaching from Gino Ariema as Westbrook hits the three, a welcome sign. She had been 1 for 8 from downtown her last 2 games.
Yeah, started off the season really strong from the outside, but had been struggling. Always good for a shooter to see their first one go down.
Last 2 games, 1 for 6 was what she was shooting from the floor. She told me this morning, she said, my shot is back, and I'm bringing it today.
Knocks that one out of bounds, keeps it here. UConn a 7-6 lead in this first.
Well, UConn is needed. It's 2 other superstars to show up. Westbrook to Williams. They're getting it done.
And let's see a little bit more guard love on the other side. Lahtinen against 2, able to get it to drop.
Well, this is something nobody wanted to see on Sunday. Whether you're on UConn, fan or foe, this is one of the games. Great stars, Paige Becker, as you see the left knee buckling, a non-contact injury. Initially, many feared it could be an ACL because of the look. Turned out to be a tibial fracture. She'll miss 6 to 8 weeks and is one of 4 key players right now that Gino Auriemma's squad is without. And I thought it was interesting, guys, when we talked to Gino earlier about losing Page specifically, and he said, you know, we're not just losing our best scorer, but our best passer, our second best rebounder, our best defender. So losing Page is sort of like losing 4 players at once.
In that same conversation, he was talking about how important Olivia Nelson-Ododa is to his team, and expecting and hoping for her to fill some of that void.
Love on the take, puts Georgia Tech back in front. She has 4 in this first quarter.
Well, both teams are hunting paint points. You saw Love on the drive.
Ducharme unable to hit that leaner. Here comes Georgia Tech. Digna Strautmane. The 3 is no good from Lahtinen, and the rebound secured by UConn. Here comes Westbrook. Williams looking to shake free. Around the screen from Nelson-Ododa, gets it back to her. Her jumper off the mark. Rebound secured again. The defensive glass secured nicely by Georgia Tech.
Yeah, terrific defensive possession all around. Switching when they needed to. They are just solid. Georgia Tech is solid, and they will finish the defensive possession by getting the board.
They have not allowed more than 60 points in a game this season. They're 6th in the nation in defensive efficiency, 5th in defensive rebounding percentage. Not an easy team to score against. A leaning 3 is good. Lahtinen connects.
We talk so much about Georgia Tech's defense. Nell Fortner's like, if we can just score enough points, and as they see the ball go through the hoop, you're going to see the confidence build for Georgia Tech.
And a turnover here from UConn.
A good sign for Aaliyah Edwards to get to the offensive glass. She was really good a season ago, 2.5 offensive boards a game. It hasn't been there this year for her, less than 1 offensive board a game, but then the turnover bug bites them.
3 turnovers in the first for UConn. Strautmane off the window beautifully for 2.
Georgia Tech does that really well. They slice her into the block when the ball goes to the high post because she's a 3-player with size and can post up.
The Latvian grad transfer from Syracuse, spent 4 seasons there. Nearly came up with a steal, a 7-0 Georgia Tech run, a 13-7 first quarter lead. Here's Williams, off one leg, gets it to wedge in off back iron.
Kristen Williams has got to find ways to manufacture offense, and her best bet is to take it off the bounce.
6 points now for Williams. Kubai tried to bounce it into traffic, and Westbrook read it the whole way. Here comes Westbrook with under 2 to play in the first. Euro step dish, what a feed, and Edwards just couldn't finish it. Outstanding decision and delivery there from Westbrook.
That'll make a coach pull their hair out. You get that close, you got to finish.
She was incredibly efficient last year, in particular in the NCAA tournament, but has had some struggles so far this season.
A Sunday, catch the 20th annual Women's Jimmy V Classic. It starts at 1 Eastern, noon Central. Number 14 Kentucky taking on cross-state rival number 7 Louisville, followed by number 1 South Carolina playing host to number 8 Maryland. Both games are on ESPN as well as the App One tap. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, go to v.org. Williams gets rejected by Love, out of bounds. Going to stay here with UConn. Plenty of time to operate. 16 to shoot. I believe you'll have that Maryland-South Carolina game. Yeah, Carolyn?
I do on Sunday. It's going to be a great matchup with Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston going head-to-head.
Should be outstanding. That 3 a little too strong from the freshman, Ducharme. Georgia Tech secures. UConn has missed 8 of its last 10 shots now.
But how about Lorella Kubai? She's not allowing any second chance opportunities for the Huskies.
Strautmane lost it. Ducharme last touched it. 10 to shoot here for Georgia Tech.
A couple games ago, Kubai had 20 rebounds. Right now, already with 5, on pace to do it again.
That was that Purdue game. She went off. She was Windex cleaning the glass.
the fifth-year forward from Italy. Rebound secured on the weak side. Juhasz back in the game for UConn, out there with Nelson Ododa, Williams, Westbrook, and Ducharme. Nelson Ododa will fire. No, too strong. Just a slight difference game in shot clock. And now Lahtinen will wisely back it out and run some clock here. Georgia Tech certainly would have to deem this first quarter a success. Kubai draws two, ducks in, lost it, kicked it out, a three, off the mark, and that'll do it for the first. The stifling D of Georgia Tech holds UConn to 9 points in the opening quarter.
This is the pace that Georgia Tech wants to play, getting it done defensively, offensively, production from another number of players. Lahtinen with the three.
But Diggy Strumina is going to work in the paint, battling, oversized. Georgia Tech with the lead.
Week at ESPN, and our partnership with the V Foundation highlights the urgent need for cancer research and the elimination of racial disparities in cancer outcomes. You can learn more and help support by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. And earlier this week, associate head coach for Georgia Tech, Tasha Butts, announced that she is battling breast cancer.
I am surrounded by this wonderful community. And so, I say that in wishing everyone that is fighting this disease much success, continued faith. And I hope you guys have as much support that you want and that you need. Cherish it, believe in it, believe in your faith, and just know that, I'm going through this journey with you and I will be pulling for you.
Tasha Butts is a dear friend of mine, and I've known her since she was a player at Tennessee. She is tough, and she will battle this and has tons of support behind her here at Georgia Tech and really across the country.
And we certainly send all of our best wishes and love to Tasha as she goes through this battle. And how about our colleagues here, LaChina Robinson, Andrea Carter, with that beautiful sign showing love for Tasha.
Andrea Carter did that freehand.
I knew LaChina didn't, so I was thinking Drea probably did. You have other skills, LaChina. It's all good.
That last offensive possession for Connecticut was one of their best all game. They had good ball movement. Kristen Williams did a really nice job of getting some dribble penetration and delivering to Juhasz, finally a player outside of Williams, and Westbrook able to score for Connecticut.
Hermosa bounces in. Oh, more good D on the perimeter. 9 points, second fewest in any quarter this season for UConn after that first.
Yeah, only 3 points in their fourth quarter against South Carolina.
Outscored 16-3 in that quarter. South Carolina coming up with that win as Nelson Ododa got the lane, shouldered in and finished.
She's looked really aggressive today. She's multiple times now she's looked to put the ball on the deck. She's getting the ball a lot at the high post area.
Well, it kind of goes back to what Gino told us, right? That was the name he mentioned when we talked about who's the one player you look to most that is going to have to step up in the absence of Paige Beckers. You'd think he'd say someone on the perimeter. Does that fall away short? But he mentioned Nelson Ododa.
Well, if Nelson Ododa goes to work inside, it opens up things for the guards on the perimeter.
Also a terrific screener, so she can, and terrific passer as well, can help other players get open.
After Hermosa hit the jumper, foul down here. Bates gets hit with her first personal, and free throws coming for Westbrook. Homecoming for Olivia Nelson Ododa. 48 miles from here is where she went to high school. Has a big support group in the crowd here. I know this is something that had been on the minds of UConn for a while, maybe getting Nelson Ododa a home game here against Georgia Tech at some point during her UConn career, and they get it here in December of 2021.
You accept an invitation to play Connecticut when you have a loaded squad. And so when Nell got the news that Lawton and Kubai and Fletcher were coming back, she's like, okay, we've got the crew to compete. Then when they lost Kiera Fletcher to a foot injury, she was key to last year's team that made that run to the Sweet 16.
He averaged a career high 13 points last season. Westbrook, little pick and roll with Nelson Adota, who finishes again.
Olivia Nelson-Adota has been playing really well, in particular since that South Carolina game. She only had 8 points in that game, but she had an impact, and she fought and worked and invested herself. And since that game, she has been playing really, really well. Different level of engagement.
Had 14 points, 13 rebounds against Notre Dame. That three won't go for Strautmane. And here comes UConn. First lead since it was 7-6. What a take! Williams, the shake, and the bucket.
Carolyn, you talked about Kristen Williams. That's when she's at her best, is when she is attacking the bucket, going off the bounce.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. UConn takes a 3-point lead. You want to stick with Kristen Williams? You better get ready for the hezzy. There she goes.
Rebecca Peck and Ryan.
Hi, Monica. Well, I saw both of you shaking your head yes as Nikki said that about the attack from UConn here in the second quarter.
UConn had 6 points in the paint in that first quarter, 8 points so far in the second.
And they've been able to get stops on the defensive end, which is fueling them going the other way in their transition or their secondary.
Offensive rebound here. Lahtinen over to Strautmane. And she hits the baseline jumper.
Yeah, Georgia Tech took advantage of the hard hedge by Aaliyah Edwards. She stayed there just a little bit too long, and Strautmane was open.
Strautmane, a member of the Latvian national team. Here's Williams fading away, again on the attack, just couldn't finish it. Rebound secured nicely by Hermosa. Lahtinen dumps it in, into the corner, a three is good. Big time buckets in this first half from Aaliyah Love.
How about Love? We saw her taking players off the bounce. Here we see her hit from three.
How about Love?
How about Love? It's a good thing at Christmas time.
It's a beautiful thing in life. Ducharme has it knocked out of bounds. Gonna stay here with UConn.
Talk about the pick and pop. Strautmane rolls out. She's open that time for the shot, and then the next time down, they knew the help was gonna come early and put a shooter down here in the corner.
Nice reaction, nice adjustment. Georgia Tech hops right back in front. Coming off a win over number 20, Georgia. Shot clock at 1. Nelson Adota gets it off. And a shot clock violation. More good D from Georgia Tech.
That's an area where Connecticut can really miss Pagebackers. You know, shot clock going down, just get it in her hands, and you know she's going to be able to create something.
I think you've seen that look from Gino before, right? The shaking the head, hand on the mouth on the bench.
Well, I think you can't understand. The shot clock is big as day at the top of the clock. How do you not realize it's running down?
A little floater won't drop in from Strautmane.
But I worked for Nell Fortner at Purdue, and talk about somebody that pays attention, not just putting in a defensive system, but the fundamentals of the defense. She takes care of the details.
Saturday afternoon on ABC and the ESPN app, the 5th annual Never Forget Tribute Classic features this 3rd-ranked UConn women's team taking on UCLA at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Keep in mind, following that game, number 15 UConn men's team plays St. Bonaventure at 4 on ESPN2. Westbrook, nice crossover, and banks it in.
Last 4 offensive possessions for Georgia Tech, they've involved Aaliyah Edwards defensively in an on-ball screen. We'll see if Strautmane does it again. Yes, there is something there that they like the look of.
Lahtinen, good movement in the corner. Love, not that time. But again, creating a good look on that offensive possession for Georgia Tech. Tied at 20. Haas can't finish on the reverse side, no. Blocked by Straubmann, and it'll stay here with UConn.
Here, a beautiful crossover as they were anticipating the on-ball screen, but Westbrook refuses the screen and able to score inside.
Westbrook 6 points on 2 of 3 shooting thus far. And Nelson Adota will check back in for UConn. Aaliyah Edwards heads to the bench. Edwards was such a force in the tournament last season. And that's going to be a travel. Ducharme, one extra step, and UConn turns it over for the 6th time.
And Amari DeBerry getting her first action of the season, the freshman in for Connecticut.
Gino Auriemma raved about her skill level to us earlier today at shoot-around. Off the steal, dump inside, and there you see the skill level of Amari DeBerry.
How about the big girl? How about the freshman coming in her first touch with the catch and the nice little floating finish?
I knew you were going to get excited about that.
Freshman post player, man, okay?
When Rebecca sees dexterity from a big, it's like a kid at Christmas. Straubmann doesn't get the roll. Georgia Tech 2 for 7 now from 3-point range. Williams carving through the D and spinning it in. 10 points from Kristen Williams in this first half.
Finding the seams, number 13, Kristen Williams.
Lazanin hits the jumper. Rodamai Lahtinen with 7 points. Ducharme knocked out of bounds, going to stay here with UConn.
And here you see it, just nice hands getting in the passing lanes by Avina Westbrook. And here the pass to the big, left-handed, nice touch. It's her first college bucket.
Nelson Adota dumps it out of bounds. 7th UConn turnover. Again, something Gino Auriemma talked to us about earlier today, feeling like his teams are turning it over more than what he's used to typically at UConn.
Yeah, UConn teams aren't known for hurting themselves by turning the basketball over. It's not part of their DNA in the past, but it's been an issue this season.
And Avina Westbrook said that Gino has really focused on slow down. You got to take time to set up a screen, set up coming off that screen.
Well, there's Sarah Bates, a welcome sight for Georgia Tech. She has struggled from 3 to begin this season, but Nell Fortner told us she just hasn't found her rhythm yet. Once she does, she can be real dangerous from deep. Wow, how about the effort on the offensive glass from the freshman DeBerry, who is going to shoot 2 free throws here. These are the numbers that we were talking about. You know, UConn 10th in Division I in 18-19. That's typical of the program. It slowly slid downhill this season, 106th.
Coach Auriemma pointed specifically to the first 3 quarters against Notre Dame. Said we had 20 turnovers and 20 made buckets. When have you ever seen that?
The early minutes here from DeBerry.
I mean, this is a hard thing to do, right, Carolyn? I mean,
Absolutely.
she has not played a minute all season long. She gets an opportunity to go in. I'm sure she's been hearing an earful from Coach Auriemma every day in practice, and she is producing and saying, all right, Coach, give me some more minutes.
Well, everybody loves Paige Beckers, and they have stepped up their game to play for her. So you know that's weighing on the heart of every player for UConn that has stepped on the floor.
Aviance Carter into the game, lets it fly, too strong. And the rebound secured by DeBerry. Here comes Westbrook. Has not sat yet in this first half, may not sit all game. Nelson Adota got the step inside and took advantage.
What I loved about Avina Westbrook set that whole thing up. You saw her directing traffic, getting Nelson Adota the space on the block to be able to score.
She has 5 of UConn's 7 assists. Vatanen using the screen, gets it back to Kubai. Double, passes out, 8 to shoot. Vatanen to the corner. Nice little separation edge hit from Sarah Bates, finding that rhythm from 3.
It started with a beautiful pass. That was a beautiful pass, and then escape dribble to the side. Okay.
But then the float to the corner, she just landed there right on time. Look, Sarah Bates, of her shots taken, what, 81% of them are from the three-point line.
And she's hit her last 2. She has the last 6 Georgia Tech points. Slight difference game in shot clock. Williams on the attack. That's going to be an offensive foul.
Sarah Bates hitting the huge 3 on one end of the floor and then stepping in and making the big defensive play.
Georgia Tech trying to pull off an upset tonight. They will go into the half tied with number 3 UConn. 28 all after 2 quarters of play. Monica McNutt and the E-Trade halftime report. Coming up next, Sarah Bates getting going.
Sarah Bates, this is what she does. She came to Georgia Tech, she hits the 3. She has Georgia Tech tied with UConn. We got a good one going on right here.
On ESPN, after 6 ties, 8 lead changes in the first half, and Tyler's amazing balancing act at the half, we're getting ready to start the 3rd quarter. Tied at 28. Yeah, that's a ladder, a full, real ladder on that man's chin. I don't know how he does it. As we welcome you courtside, Ryan Rucco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo, NCAA champion coach Carolyn Peck. So, Carolyn, you came out of the gates talking about the paint for UConn. 2nd quarter, we saw them able to get it going a little bit inside.
They went a 16-0 run, scoring points in the paint. And it wasn't just the post players. Kristen Williams taking it to the basket off the bounce. You had Nelson Adota up top, driving to the basket as well. And then how about the freshman? Lobo, you love it. Amari DeBerry coming in, get some paint action.
Yeah, Connecticut got it done inside, and Georgia Tech was able to hit from the perimeter. This is a team that shoots only 28% from 3 on the season. They were able to make 4 in that first half, opening things up a little bit. Some of those were tough shots. They were contested well.
Now, there's a lot on the line here tonight. When you think about streaks, where these teams are at, it has been a very, very long time since UConn lost to an unranked opponent. 240 straight wins against an unranked opponent. And Georgia Tech's last home win against a top 5 opponent, 2009. Strong start here to the 3rd for UConn.
Always interesting for me to see what a coach draws up and has a team run out of a timeout or out of a half there. And as good as Connecticut was in the paint, they were looking for Kristen Williams on the perimeter.
And 13 points now for Williams. A steal here for UConn. And a foul called against Love.
What helps Connecticut adjust to not having Paige Beckers and the other players that are out? It's the maturity that he has on this team. When you have Kristen Williams, you have Avina Westbrook, to be disciplined, they have got to be even more disciplined in the execution and their scoring. Paige Beckers could create a lot of offense, right? But when you can execute and score baskets, good things can happen.
Nelson Adota keeps the possession alive for UConn. Edwards on the cut, can't finish it. She has had a tough time finishing today, 0 for 4 now from the floor. Strautmana follows it up after missing the 3, gets it back. Another chance here for Georgia Tech.
Lily Love wasn't happy about not getting the ball in transition.
Vatanen will fire, and hit from 3.
Georgia Tech is going to need to continue to be able to hit those perimeter shots.
Otamai Lahtinen with 10 points. That corner three won't go. Edwards can't hold on to it. It's out of bounds and will stay here with UConn.
A handoff with your big works the same as an on-ball screen. And here Kubai gets it. You go under the screen and Lahtinen says, all right, you go under, I'm gonna make you pay.
This is interesting. Early action in this second half for Aviance Carter as Love checks out. Westbrook can't hit, and Carter the box out. Center of the Hermosa traveled, and Georgia Tech turns it over. Georgia Tech has not allowed more than 60 points in a game this season. Nelson Adota, aggressive, gets fouled by Hermosa, and will shoot two. Hey, tomorrow night over on ACC Network, catch a women and men's basketball doubleheader. It's ladies first when Elisa Cunane and number 2 NC State will be in Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers at 6 Eastern, followed by a 6-2 Louisville men's team hosting 7-1 DePaul. Don't have the ACC Network? Go to get it at ACCN.com for instant access.
I thought you were going to say, if you don't have the ACC Network, go get it.
Yeah, get it at GetACCN.com for instant access. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, well, it's time.
Right, I mean,
yeah.
Why don't you?
Lahtinen over to Kubai. Kubai yet to score in this game. And a whistle underneath is going to go against UConn. There have not been many fouls in this contest. That's just the 3rd foul against UConn in the game. Just 6 fouls against Georgia Tech.
You mentioned Kubai yet to score, but she was really helping orchestrate that possession, telling players where to go, passing the ball to the right spots.
Lobbed into Hermosa. Kubai averaging 9.5 points per game. Mel Fortner just raves about Kubai's motor. 5 to shoot in the corner. Kubai buries the jumper and is fired up afterwards. They're going to count it as a long 2 for Lorella Kubai. This game has been very tightly played throughout. UConn navigating without Paige Beckers. Williams step back off the mark. Rebound, Karam's out of bounds. Right to Carolyn.
Did you see how bad Carolyn's hands were there?
Oh, no.
If I'm a guard, man,
Hey,
I'm not passing you the ball. I think you were looking down, though, in fairness.
I was watching the monitor because I couldn't see because Gino was standing in front of me.
That ball came over
Come on,
Kara's
Gino,
hand.
I need him to move down.
Oh, Williams, great effort to save it. Bodies hit the floor. Kubai has it, looking to get rid of it. It's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow does belong to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you were talking about Kubai's motor. That's an example of it right there. There was a loose ball. She was all over the floor to go get it.
I talked to Kubai this morning. I was like, how do you get so many rebounds? And she said, I just want it. It's just in her DNA to use her energy to go get rebounds for her team.
Tied for 8th in the nation, rebounding over 12 a game. Good kick here. Carter lines it up. Can't hit. Nelson Adota, the strong side rebound. Tied at 33. Westbrook has it knocked away. Carter after it. Carter looking to peel back away from Westbrook. She anticipated it, nearly stole it. Lahtinen. Kubai into Hermosa. Banks it in.
And it was a great pass. It was a great pass by Kubai, and you have to respect her because she hit that long shot just a couple possessions ago, and then that beautiful feed inside of the bounce pass.
Well, the perfect timing of Hermosa's duck in so that it was ready to deliver and finish in the paint.
Georgia Tech's first points in the paint since the first quarter. Williams gets denied. Stramana on the block. In the corner, Carter this time doesn't take. Lahtinen, 10 to shoot. Hermosa battling with Nelson Adota, sets the high screen. Lobbing it off the window. Looked like Lahtinen was unsure whether to pass or shoot. It didn't really ever get to either. Connecticut has missed its last 6 shots. Edwards over to Westbrook. Nelson Adota hits the jumper. 10 points for Olivia Nelson Adota. Normally, UConn is littered with double-figure scores. This year, just 2 players averaging 10 or more points.
When was the last time that happened, Ryan?
Yeah, 1987-88. That's the last time UConn had just 2 players averaging in double figures. As Digna Stramane with an outstanding move. What footwork.
Beautiful up and under.
This big lineup for Georgia Tech has worked best. With Stramana at the 3, you've got Hermosa and Kubai that can handle things guarding the post.
Nelson Adota will take again and hit again on the long 2.
Connecticut will be a different team if Olivia Nelson Adota can consistently hit that shot. Because then it's going to create space inside for their other bigs because the defenders will come out. She hasn't been able to do that consistently through her career.
So our parents in the crowd celebrating. Hermosa gets swallowed up by the Georgia native, Olivia Nelson Adota, tied at 37.
Nobody passes into bigs better than other bigs. Look at that beauty.
But when the UConn Huskies have Olivia Nelson Adota that can hit that jumper right there, that's going to open up things for the Connecticut Huskies.
Forget Tribute Classic features this 3rd-ranked UConn women's team taking on UCLA at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Keep in mind, following that game, the number 15 UConn men's team plays St. Bonaventure at 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Really nice crowd here at Georgia Tech. Last time UConn was here, Georgia Tech set a record for attendance. Sarah Bates into the game for the Yellow Jackets. Had 2 big threes at the end of the first half. Shot clock fading here. Hermosa couldn't get it on the rim. A shot clock violation, UConn ball. Neither team is led by more than 6 at any point in this game. It has been tight the entire time.
Well, the last 2 games for Georgia Tech has been tight. They lost at the buzzer to Purdue, and then they were able to pull off the upset against Georgia.
Stramane comes up with the rebound after Williams misses the 3.
And Kubai didn't get the board on that possession, but man, what a box out.
Now, UConn has 9 offensive rebounds in this game, but just 2 second chance points. Lahtinen, a little too strong on her 3-point attempt, and a foul going to stay right here. Nelson Adota whistled for the personal. Georgia Tech has not shot a free throw this entire game. Just the 4th foul of the game against UConn. Hermosa turns, and a foul is called. That looked clean upon first glance to the naked eye. Would have been block number 4 for Nelson Adota, and instead it's going to give Georgia Tech its first free throws. Let's see what you think.
Oh, wow. That looked completely clean, like she got it up top with her left hand.
It looked to me like she got it on the wrist.
She got it on the arm?
Yeah.
That's an out-of-bounds play that Georgia Tech likes to run. It's pretty simple. You just get it into one big high and post the other one up big inside.
3rd foul on Nelson Adota. She's had a really strong game here tonight thus far. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Hermosa goes 1 for 2. Westbrook will get Nelson Adota. So now UConn a little bit smaller with this lineup.
You still have Juhas in with Aaliyah Edwards, so that matches the size. But yeah, Stromina now matched up with Avina Westbrook.
The question becomes for Connecticut, who's going to rebound? Because Olivia Nelson Adota has been really good on the boards.
Wow, Ducharme was just left alone. Both Georgia Tech defenders vacated. And the freshman, number 5 ranked player in this recruiting class, able to finish.
Both of these teams have the luxury of having big players at the 3 position so that they can then slice them into the lane and have them post up. And that's what you saw from Ducharme. We've seen it from Stroutman throughout the game as well.
Love back in for Georgia Tech. In the corner of 3, a little too strong. Kubai, good effort on the glass. Couldn't quite handle it. On the run, Edwards missed again. Aaliyah Edwards is missing attempts that last year were as good as cash.
She's in her own head right now.
You saw after she missed that shot, she gave a little glance over here to Gino because she knows he wants her to finish those shots. And she did a great job sprinting the floor. She's got to focus and slow down for the finish.
And it's like the yips, because she's capable. We saw her shoot over 70% last year in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, she was incredible in the tournament. Averaged 13 points, 7.5 rebounds on 73% shooting. But she is 0 for 5 tonight on a lot of easy looks. Turnover here. Lahtinen veering away from traffic, all the way in, gets whacked and fouled. And 2 free throws coming for Lahtinen.
Georgia Tech makes their mark on the defensive end of the floor, and if you can turn that into offense, that whole time Caroline Ducharme knew she wasn't going to let her get too easy.
Lodemai Lahtinen was huge in the run for Georgia Tech last year, and a lot of that had to do with the time during COVID. She went home and she worked out, and she also played street hockey. Now, when I say street hockey, I don't mean on tennis shoes. In tennis shoes, she was on ice skates back in Finland, and that her dad coaches hockey. She's got a toughness about her.
Look at Carolyn breaking out the street hockey story.
There you go. I got it.
I love it. Williams, too strong on the 3.
How do you drive on those streets?
Hey, Rebecca, I don't. I'm from Tennessee.
Kubai directing traffic. Stroutman. Over to Hermosa. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound Ducharme.
I asked who was going to rebound without Nelson Adota in the game. It's been Ducharme so far.
Edwards out of the double. Jumper won't go for UConn, and a foul underneath is going to be against Edwards after Juhas couldn't hit the jumper.
I mean, the inside game has been fun to watch. It has been physical. Those two are battling. That's basically what you have to do to try to keep Kubai off the glass. Just throw her down.
Well, I'm finding the secret of how Kubai gets so many rebounds. She anticipates the shot. She starts jockeying for position even before the ball is released.
And look at her frame. I mean, this is a big, strong woman.
6'4" with a lot of muscle as Kubai misses the free throw. Now, this is a problem for Georgia Tech with UConn in the bonus here. Georgia Tech finally getting to the line. These 5 free throws have all come in the latter minutes of the third. Kubai misses both. And Georgia Tech now 2 for 6 from the line. They had trouble from the line down the stretch against Georgia, down the stretch against Purdue. They're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the nation.
Cost them the game against Purdue.
And if they don't win tonight, they're going to think about some of the missed free throws here in the third. Georgia Tech can hold for a final shot here at the end of the third. This game was tied at 28 at the half. Both teams shooting 36% from the floor, tied at 39 here. Hermosa has it just taken away by DeBerry. Williams in transition. Williams gets it off, and Kubai with the denial at the horn to send this game to the fourth. Tied at 39. You're watching B-Week on ESPN. It has been tight from tip. Tied at 39 between Georgia Tech and UConn. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. And a special Olympic connection between Gino Auriemma and Nell Fortner. Nell Fortner, the head coach of that 2000 gold medal winning Olympic team in Sydney. Gino Auriemma, an assistant before he eventually took over as the head coach of the U.S. women's national team. And Nell told us earlier today that that experience with Gino actually was a massive confidence builder for her. She said she had so much respect for Gino. He had already accomplished a lot at UConn, and he came in and watched practice and said, oh, you got this. You know what you're doing. And that really boosted her spirits.
It was a confirmation to Nell that she was doing the right thing. And when you have somebody like Gino Auriemma give his blessing, give the check mark, you're doing this right, yeah, you go, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Georgia Tech needs to keep doing what they're doing on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, look at the score, 39-39 against a Connecticut team that can be potent offensively. Here they start this quarter with a stop. I mean, just great effort by Georgia Tech all game long.
They've held Connecticut to 35% shooting from the floor. This is a team that shoots 50% as a team normally. Second in the country. As Hermosa gets free, more high-low action with Kubai finding her.
Miscommunication defensively by Connecticut, and Georgia Tech making them pay.
A 2-point Georgia Tech lead, and now a steal. 12th turnover for UConn, navigating without Paige Beckers, out 6 to 8 weeks with a tibial fracture. No AZ Fudd as well, the top recruit in the nation, dealing with a foot injury, should be back relatively soon. Nika Mule also out. A long three, airmailed, and the rebound to the freshman DeBerry. Nelson Adota getting ready to check back in for UConn, had gone to the bench with 3 fouls. Omari DeBerry faces up, a little too strong. Rebound lands in the lap of Strapmanen.
Now, this is where you miss Paige Beckers. She takes a shot. She makes a shot down the stretch. And Gino Auriemma wanted Kristen Williams to shoot the ball. She's given the ball up too much.
Hermosa doesn't get the roll. Williams has it in her hands now after the rebound. Westbrook slides in, takes, no. And another rebound for Kubai, her 8th. 4 assists for Kubai in this game as well. Crowd buzzing. They can sense a real opportunity here for Georgia Tech. Double comes. Player was open, it was Love. Instead, Kubai finds Hermosa for 2.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kubai is one of the better post passers I've seen in the women's college game this season.
Her decision making, she reads the defense, where the help's gonna come, and she's got a nose to find Hermosa. The ball movement and the timing of Georgia Tech, of getting the ball in the middle of the floor, then boom, right there, Hermosa able to finish.
Give me a big girl passing, give me a big girl passing, I see a big girl passing. Georgia Tech leading Connecticut by 4, and Lorella Kubai is a big part of the reason why. This is a 6'4" post player who can pass the basketball. High, low, up top, down low here. This is just beautiful. The wraparound pass, finding her open teammates. She has been an instrumental piece on both ends of the floor for Georgia Tech to have this lead.
A lot at stake. UConn 240 straight wins against unranked opponents. Georgia Tech's last home win against a top 5 opponent back in 2009. UConn without Paige Beckers, without Nika Mule, without Aubrey Griffin, without AZ Fudd, trying to navigate without so many key pieces, and Georgia Tech has not allowed them to thus far.
Connecticut going now with a small lineup. Mir McLean in the game right there with the spin move. It's a player who's played a total of 6 minutes this season.
And got gobbled up by guess who? Kubai. Connecticut's missed its last 8 shots.
So Mir McLean is guarding Kubai. You need to take her down on the block.
Yeah, they recognize that right here.
Trying to right now. Love didn't get it into her. Will Hermosa? She will. Touch pass to the corner. Good movement here. Step back 3. No for Bates. Kubai trying to save it. She does. Pontonen has it stripped. What defense from Williams, able to claw it away and keep it in bounds. Here is Westbrook spinning and getting the whistle, taking advantage of Sarah Bates, and free throws coming for Westbrook.
On the last possession for Georgia Tech, I appreciate how unselfish Kubai is, but they're just catch and finish. You have a much smaller defender on you.
You know where she was?
Where was she?
No pass zone.
You know, some people end up there and they're really not there. They just think they're there, right? And
right.
And then other people who are unselfish need to be reminded of that zone.
But when you've got the size of Lorella Kubai,
yeah,
you get it there. That is the no pass zone.
We call it just the NPZ.
She's right there. She's in the restricted area, and she had Kristen Williams on her.
She was surrounded by itty bitties.
That's true.
That's how you guys feel at lunch with me.
That's true.
43-40 Georgia Tech, leading UConn. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the fourth. Bates had a little space there, didn't pull. Did a couple big threes in the first half. Kubai gets it back from Bates. Shot clock at 5. Kubai will fire and hit. Doing it with a jumper now. Lorella Kubai trying to take the Yellow Jackets to the finish line. And it's going the other way, a charge on Westbrook.
This is the pass zone, but okay, Lorella Kubai with a little step back and able to get dagger to go.
And then Sarah Bates gets down on the other end, cuts off Avina Westbrook. That helps the momentum build for Georgia Tech.
A 5-point Georgia Tech lead.
And Strumina back in the game. Georgia Tech has this size advantage.
Shot clock under 10. Stramane dumps it in. Kubai, another fading shot clock. That time no. Stramane follows it up and banks it in. It's a 7-point game. Largest lead for either team. Nelson Adota back to work off the double. No. Kubai keeps it in. Lahtinen gonna back it out. Wait for help. Georgia Tech in control in this fourth quarter. Hermosa, short. Westbrook the rebound. What does UConn have left in the tank with under 5 minutes to go?
They've got Nelson Adota on the floor. They need to go back to playing through her in the paint.
Here she is, into the paint. Lost the handle, lost the footing, lost the possession. Timeout, 4:28 to go. Georgia Tech leading by 7.
Strautmane doing a phenomenal job. The shot goes up. Nobody puts a body on her. It's a tough two.
UConn has been completely shut down in this fourth quarter thus far by Georgia Tech. Just 1 point from the Huskies. They have as many turnovers as field goal attempts. They've been outscored by 7. A little reminiscent of what we saw in the matchup against South Carolina.
Well, the defense, when Connecticut played South Carolina, that really wore UConn down in the first 3 quarters. Right now, the defense for Georgia Tech has really paid off, but also offensively, the confidence the Yellow Jackets are playing with.
Start to find a much better rhythm on this end. Here's Love kicking it out. Kubai bounces, Hermosa hits again. That combination has been money.
Whether it's high-low or low-high, the post-to-post passing has been outstanding.
And Nell Fortner, very prescient, told us before the game she thought the finesse of Hermosa could be really big in this matchup. She has 13 points. And a turnover from UConn. 15 turnovers for the Huskies, who have won 240 consecutive games against unranked opponents. That is in serious jeopardy here.
Well, Nell Fortner, one of the best late game coaches. She has her team prepared how to take care of the ball.
Long rebound, flag down. Guess who? Kubai, her 12th board. She has 5 assists. And another chance here for Georgia Tech on an 11-1 run. And a turnover here. Ducharme weaving up the floor. UConn with plenty of time still. Ducharme guarded closely by Love. Kicks to the opposite corner. Westbrook can't hit. Rebound. Guess who again? Kubai. Connecticut has missed its last 7 threes. And a timeout, like a foul given here by UConn. Gives us a chance to let you know, Sunday you can catch the 20th annual Women's Jimmy V Classic. Starts at 1 Eastern, noon Central, with number 14 Kentucky taking on cross-state rival number 7 Louisville. Then number 1 South Carolina playing host to number 8 Maryland. Both games on ESPN as well as the app. One app, one tap. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, go to v.org. This strategy, I think, makes sense from UConn. Give yourself more possessions. Get Georgia Tech to the line. They're a really poor free throw shooting team. And right now, guys, Georgia Tech's having success on the offensive end.
Yeah, and when they miss, they've been able to get the offensive rebounds as well.
Well, Connecticut has got to foul because Georgia Tech is using the full shot clock. They're using time.
We talked about Georgia Tech's free throw shooting woes earlier. They've also really struggled late in games. Last 2 minutes against Purdue, 3 for 8. Last 2 minutes against Georgia, 2 for 6. You see, against Purdue, it cost them. Against Georgia, they escaped. And another foul is going to come at some point here. There it is.
Yeah, they were just trying to avoid fouling Hermosa because he's one of the better free throw shooters on Georgia Tech.
So Love will go to the line, who shot it at 74% last season. Entered tonight at 58% from the line. Georgia Tech as a team, 274th in the nation, 65% as a team from the stripe. Love, this is the first.
All right, for this strategy to work, though, Connecticut's got to box out. You can't let Georgia Tech get offensive boards on the free throw line.
9 offensive rebounds tonight from Georgia Tech. Love hits the second. It's a 10-point lead. UConn now busts into their offense. UConn without a field goal in the fourth quarter. They have 5 turnovers, and Westbrook has it knocked out of bounds. This defense from Georgia Tech just unrelenting. And a timeout taken by UConn. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Georgia Tech trying to pull off the upset with 2:22 to go. Well, this home crowd at Georgia Tech on the brink of seeing something they have not seen since 2009. That's a home win against a top 5 opponent. That came against number 2 UNC back on January 22nd of that year. A 10-point lead, still time for UConn. Williams will fire and miss. 8 straight missed threes from the Huskies. They've missed their last 11 shots overall. And now the Huskies, they're going to play the foul game here. Back to the line goes Georgia Tech. This time, lots in it.
2 for 13 right now, Connecticut is in this game from the three-point line.
Let me ask you both, how much of what we're seeing in this fourth quarter do you think is no Paige Beckers?
100%. Because Paige Beckers can make plays at crucial times for Connecticut.
Except Paige Beckers did play in the game against South Carolina where Connecticut was only able to have 3 points in that fourth quarter.
But what Gino had told us since that South Carolina game, he felt like his defense was better. You know, Paige Beckers had really found her spots to score as well. So they had improved since that South Carolina game.
11-point lead, Ducharme. Rebound, Nelson Adota, tie up, possession arrow belongs to UConn.
They were so good, Connecticut was in that second quarter when they were able to get stops and push and get early offense, attack the paint, get into their secondary, and they have not been able to do that here in the second half.
Went away from paint points. 16-0 run in paint points.
That happened in the second quarter, and it has gone the other way since. Another turnover for UConn, their 16th.
Well, they need to deny Lawton to catch the ball coming in.
And instead, just got there for the foul.
Coach Gino Auriemma told us earlier today, he said we've got to find different ways to win. It's got to be with defense and rebounding. Well,
Georgia Tech only has 51 points.
so the defense hasn't been terrible. The rebounding hasn't been terrible. It's been the offense that has just really struggled.
Well, Connecticut has had to adjust to, first they didn't have AZ Fudd. They haven't had Aubrey Griffin all season long, but not having Paige Beckers, who has taken the majority of the shots, that's a huge adjustment that you don't just snap your finger and, oh, okay, I got it.
And Georgia Tech, a very good defensive team, entered this game 6th in the nation in defensive efficiency. Lahtinen hits both free throws. Another miss from 3 for UConn. Out of bounds off of Lahtinen. It's going to stay with the Huskies. A 15-1 run. It's really been more like a brisk walk over 10-plus minutes. But in the fourth quarter, Georgia Tech has outscored UConn 14-1. Williams, no. Rebound, Hermosa. Georgia Tech, another stop on the defensive end. UConn, another foul. But Georgia Tech has hit enough of their free throws here, and UConn just can't score.
They can't score, and they're not getting offensive rebounds, not getting second chance opportunities.
This strategy only works if you're putting the ball in the hoop.
Yeah.
And they're not putting the ball in the hoop.
No.
Lahtinen hits the first. I mean, they have 1 point in this fourth quarter.
It's unbelievable.
Second free throw missed. Edwards secures it. Here comes Westbrook.
It's just taken too much time running an offense off screens. Need to just run a drag screen or a stagger and look for opportunities.
There is the first field goal of the fourth quarter for UConn as Westbrook banks it in. Gino Auriemma takes the timeout. 1:18 to go in this fourth, and Georgia Tech a 12-point lead on Connecticut.
And Carolyn, you know this. Making shots can be contagious. You see it in practices when you're doing shooting drills. Missing shots can be contagious, and that's one of the ways that you're missing Paige Beckers, is that even if your team's struggling to make shots, if you can get one to fall, then it can become contagious. They haven't. That's the first one that they've gotten to fall here in this fourth quarter.
Well, they've got to build on that if they want to have a shot back in this game, as they have got to, and they've got to get into their action quicker. They've got to come off the ball screens, and if Georgia Tech is switching, then take advantage of the mismatch, but it can't go first option to second option to the third option. That's just taking too much time off the shot clock.
That layup broke a 16-1 run for Georgia Tech. This game was tied at the half, tied after the third. UConn has not scored under 45 points since February of 2006. Breaking free is Love for an easy 2 off the inbound. Beautiful play.
Beautifully designed play by Nell Fortner.
Well, and it was a great prediction of Nell understanding the full court pressure was going to be up there and sending somebody long.
Westbrook hits the jumper. Avina Westbrook back-to-back field goals. A 12-point Georgia Tech lead. With a little under a minute to go, they're going to put the shot clock, or the game clock rather, down to 58 seconds. So UConn will try and steal again and then foul immediately. Going for the tie-up and the steal. Did not get it. Here comes Kubai, darting into the front court, into the corner, gets pushed and fouled. She'll shoot two.
What a heads-up play by Kubai. She just kept going, so it would take more time off the clock before she could get fouled.
How about the key plays from Kubai, too? When this game was tight at the beginning of the fourth quarter, how many big rebounds, extended possessions, and great passes as Westbrook is fouled out did we see from Lorella Kubai? Just 4 points tonight, but 13 rebounds and 6 assists.
When you're playing Connecticut, you want each player to be playing the best to their strengths. And that's what Lorella Kubai has done. She is a terrific rebounder, and she's got a great connection with Hermosa. That high-low pass, or penetrating in and dumping the paint, has been a beautiful thing to watch tonight.
Kubai goes 1 for 2. Amari DeBerry into the game for UConn. And also, let's be clear, this is a game that the Huskies are going to learn a lot from and eventually get some very key reinforcements. Williams, no. Out of bounds to Georgia Tech. 39.5 seconds to go.
What incredible poise. We've seen all game long from Georgia Tech. Connecticut made runs. They kept it close when hustle plays needed to be made. The players from Georgia Tech made them. What a performance today.
Crowd rising to its feet. The upset is imminent. Slight difference, game and shot clock. That three just gets on the rim, tilts out of bounds, 6.7 to go. Georgia Tech, a 13-point lead. UConn will inbound. And that will do it. Georgia Tech ends a streak of 240 straight wins for UConn against unranked opponents. 57-44 the final as the Yellow Jackets pull off the upset. And Nell Fortner's stout D holds UConn to a measly 5 fourth-quarter points. First time since 2006 against Rutgers that UConn has scored under 45 points.
All the credit in the world to the Georgia Tech defense. They came out with a game plan and they showed toughness and they took away whatever it was that Connecticut was trying to do on the offensive end of the floor. What a performance.
We're going to have more from McCamish Pavilion in just a few moments. We'll hear from Nell Fortner. But now let's send you back to Monica McNutt and Nikki hanging out in the studio. Well, thank you very much, Monica. Now, just an outstanding win tonight. Historic. You snap a string of 240 straight wins for UConn against unranked opponents. How did you guys maintain such consistency on the defensive end all night?
Yeah, really proud of our kids, Ryan. I thought that they really listened to the game plan. We kept our composure. I thought we played some pretty sound offense because that's an area that we can struggle in, but we didn't. We played with some composure tonight. I thought in most spots, but I knew defensively we could be good. I knew defensively it gave us a shot to win. We just knocked down some shots. We knocked down more shots than they did. And I'm pretty happy about it.
Now, can you talk about how special Lorella Kubai is I mean, this is a player that doesn't normally score a lot of points, but she had 13 rebounds, and her assists were right on time.
Yeah, she's a really great facilitator, and that's an area that we've got to continue using her in because she does a great job passing and seeing. She's got a good feel for the game. But her rebounding is just outstanding. She has a nose for the ball. She's super tough, very competitive, so I'm really proud of her tonight.
And Nell, in terms of what this win means for your program, while Connecticut was missing a couple of pieces, you still held them to 44 points and beat the #3 ranked team in the country. What does this win mean for your team and your program?
Yeah, it means it's huge for our program. There's no question. I mean, this staff, we've been here, this is our 3rd year. We're trying to build this into a premier women's basketball program, and when you get a win like this, it makes some noise around the country. So we'll take it and use it as best we can.
Well, Nell, you held UConn to under 45 points. The first time a team has done that since 2006. Go enjoy this historic win. We appreciate the time.
Gonna do that, Ryan. Thank y'all.
Nell Fortner celebrates an outstanding win for Georgia.